There's this guy that's been getting a lot of hate that I like, and my dad loves. I'm actually kind of mad that my dad likes this kid so much. Brilyn Hollyhand. Is it Brilyn or Brilyn? I feel like I don't want to say it incorrect, but he's basically the newest guy on the scene since the terrible, tragic passing of Charlie, and now a million Brylyns can't fill Charlie's shoes, but that's not really Brilyn's job to do that. But he's getting a lot of hate online. I don't think all of it's fair. Maybe, a little bit of teasing, because that's what you get for putting yourself in the public eye. You and I both know that. So where do you fall on Brilyn, and is it fair that he's getting a lot of negative publicity for trying to do something good?
Well, I've known Brilyn since he was about 13, and so he's not a newcomer to the scene. He actually started the Truth Gazette when he was 11 years old, and one of the first interviews that he ever did was with Charlie Kirk and also Candace Owens, which is kind of ironic in today's media narrative. But he connected with me when I worked for the Trump campaign, and I connected him with a lot of different members and media spokespeople from the Trump campaign. So he's actually been around for a really long time. A lot of people are just now discovering him because he's going to campuses and he's trying to have an open mic situation and talk about a lot of these different values. So I agree with you that I think that that a lot of the media criticism is unwarranted. I think some of it is. I think he's had kind of some, bad optics, like this photo that you're putting up right now, being on the private plane.
Yeah.
That's just one of the things that I loved about Charlie is that he never made it about himself. He never made it about his lifestyle. He never made it about anything with that. That's just, that was a mistake for sure.
But Jenna, let me cut you off. That's a good thing to get canceled for being on a private jet. I mean, I know it definitely doesn't, humanize him. It makes him look like an elitist, but this is really a small potato scandal at the end of the day. Oh, you flew on a private jet. It's something that people might criticize, but we would all like to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I mean, and this is where I think that so many people in their anger in the aftermath of Charlie Kirk's assassination are coming down really harshly on some of these really young kids who don't deserve as much criticism as much as they deserve mentorship. And so I actually really respect Brilyn for engaging the debate, being willing to go out and speak on college campuses. And listen, when you and I were 18, I don't think that I could have spoken as clearly as Brilyn, and I certainly didn't have the media following that he did. And so we need to give him a little bit of grace. Now, is he going to be perfect on everything? Absolutely not. But if the whole idea is to say, hey, let's get the young people and Gen Zers involved, then the criticism and going after Brilyn is certainly not going to encourage that.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I think, like I said kind of earlier, there's a little fair criticism for anybody putting themselves in the spotlight, but at the end of the day, he is a young kid that's trying to do good. So let's not, beat the kid up too much when he's really doing. He's a net positive, not a net negative, and I think that is important. So everybody kind of has their own role, and they need to play it. But what I also see is when they hate on him too, a little bit about it is they see a young guy, they feel like that. And this, I think we all have this with politicians, right? We don't like a young politician. Everybody kind of likes a seasoned politician. So I think that is kind of what hurts him, is that we do live in an age of society where most people like you to be young. But when it comes to going and touring and being like this, people probably don't like that he's kind of a wonder kid, 18-year-old. You know what I mean? It's unusual, I guess. Like, there's only one Charlie Kirk, so I think people are just going to have to kind of get used to him. And then, he's going to keep on having success. He's been doing this for over 6 years, so I have no doubt that he'll be successful.
Yeah, and his response has been with humility and grace, which is actually remarkable for being 18. He kind of admitted, like, hey, here's the truth of the matter on his photo op on the private jet, and he's saying, listen, this is what I'm trying to do. And I think he's approached it with more humility than we've seen from a lot of Gen Zers, so I respect that too.
And Jenna, we give him the best of our luck. We love him. I know you love him. You've helped him out a lot, not in that weird way. But Jenna, I'm so fly, I'm aligned with the planes. My grind so refined, I got no time for no games.